It's pretty wild to think that a lot of women actually are operating under a false identity due to the patterns of trauma that they've experienced. So I want to invite you to think about the version of yourself you became to be safe in your family, to be safe in the world. Sometimes it's the people pleaser, the responsible one, the invisible one, the one who holds it all together for the family, the one who never asks for anything. These are not character traits, these are survival strategies that got mistaken for your true identity. And all of these masks, all of these false identities, they're actually inherited. The yogis call this ahamkara, the constructed self, the version of you that was built around the family wound before you were even old enough to choose, which is why we're so disconnected from our souls. In Kundalini Yoga, the soul body is your original self, the self that existed before the story began, before your family's fear became your nervous system, before their grief became your actual body, before their survival patterns became your identity. Recognizing that the other person is you is one of the most powerful sutras in the age of Aquarius. At the level of a soul body, there is no separation. We're all expressions of the same consciousness, and we're all connected in the lattice. But when the soul is buried under layers of inherited false identities, we experience ourselves as cut off from the light, from ourselves, from each other, from the infinite source of love, God. So the work of healing the soul body is not adding anything. In fact, it is removing what was never yours, all those false identities you created due to the experiences of trauma. Why? Because you're not broken. You are a rose that has been growing under a garden that has never been tended. The seed has always been there. The bloom was always ready to evolve. It just needed someone to finally tend to it. And that's who you are as a first-time generational cycle breaker. This is how we reconnect back to our soul. We reorganize the energy field, all 10 layers, through Kundalini Yoga and through the devotional work of Christ consciousness in the teachings of Yogananda. And as you reorganize the field, what happens is that these false identities actually are released, body, mind, and spirit. And you remember that you are the rose. You remember that you are the light. That is how we tend to the ancestral garden. If this resonates, drop a heart below here in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.